Hey everybody, welcome to the In All Things podcast. It's time to see God in everything. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the In All Things podcast. We are back here. For us, it's a Monday morning. For you, it's a Thursday morning when this comes out.
Yep.
And we're excited to be here. My name is Mitch Frost, and today I'm joined for the second week in a row by Mr. Josiah Webster.
You had me back.
Yeah, don't know why. Nobody else is here, to be honest.
That's true. Yeah,
and
it's literally just you and me.
You know.
Kat's in the office. She's doing graphic design stuff, so we don't see her very much.
So options were thin.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, Josiah, come back on.
I guess. Yeah.
No, but if you have been listening or watching to this season so far, we've been trying to have 3 people at the table every week. And so, as I sat down and thought about this week, I was like, okay, pretty much everybody else is out of the office staff-wise, except for me and you.
Yep.
So I was thinking about some people outside of staff that we could have on as a third person and had some good options and good ideas and started playing around with it. And then I was like, you know what? I think I just want to do the two of us because since you've been on staff, which you came on in
July.
Yeah. You and I have had some good banter and good conversation ranging from, super pointless things to pretty, deep stuff about, our love for the song Reckless Love and our opinions on that. And anyway, just things in between. So I was like, you know what? I think you and I can actually kind of just play off each other and have a good conversation. And
I've got some things
saying,
planned.
Yeah, you keep saying I have some things planned.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you run with that.
It's going to be a little different today.
And here's the thing, too, is I have nothing planned.
Good.
And so as you kept saying that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to show up with nothing.
Just roll with it.
And we're going to see where we land. So I'm going to eat this donut. And
I'll explain what's going on?
Go ahead.
Okay, great. We've got 3 things planned that are going to be different for this podcast. Firstly, I think you're a very intentional guy. And sometimes that comes across as like a little intense, and so I want to bring some levity to the podcast. My goal is to break you today, not physically, but I just want you to bust out laughing at some point, because I haven't seen that. I've seen you give me the thing in the office, but I want true belly laughs today.
Okay.
So we're going to have a normal conversation, just like we always do, and it's going to be great. I've got a list of fun questions that I'm just going to interject casually into conversation.
Sure.
And you can take them as they come.
Okay.
They range from super silly to, maybe they could be good jumping off points. I don't think anybody will get offended by any of the questions, so it should be good. The second thing is at the beginning of this podcast, I want us each to write down either a word or a phrase.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to fold it and hand it to each other. And at some point during the conversation, you and I will each choose when we decide to look at it. And when we look at it, we have to figure out a way to work it naturally into conversation in whatever we're talking about.
Got it.
So it's a bit of a gamble. You don't know what it's going to say, and you don't know, but you have to work it into conversation at some point.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, so let's write those down.
Yep. I'm trying to fill for the audio listeners, so it's not dead silence.
Yeah. Here, I'll write mine fast.
Let's see.
Got it.
Use your pen. My pen doesn't work.
Yeah. I realized this morning that there may be people who don't go to Sycamore who only listen to podcasts on audio, and I only listen to podcasts on YouTube, and so I watch the video.
I'm only audio.
Oh, okay. So for those of you who don't go to Sycamore, who only listen to audio podcasts, let me describe what's going on. I'm 6'8", and I'm built like Arnold Schwarzenegger from The Terminator.
Yes.
Facially probably look like Tom Hardy or somebody like that.
Okay.
And then Mitch is full-blooded Nigerian, if you've never seen him before. I'm just painting a picture for those audio listeners. And then the third thing that we've got going on, so we've got our random interjections that we have to work in. I've got my random fun questions. And then I have a segment that I want to do later.
Okay.
So it'll be a brand new segment. If I'm ever invited back onto the podcast, maybe I'll bring it back.
Reoccurring. Okay.
But it'll be good. It's just, I've got some questions that are burning for you.
Sure. Yeah. And I hope that I can provide answers that are interesting and
valuable.
Valuable, worth something.
For
right?
sure.
So
people get
you're a very interesting guy.
I am. Okay, thank you. I think.
Yeah, and since our time getting to know each other, you're very interesting. Okay. In a good way. Good way.
Well, that's good.
You're familiar with the game Uno.
Yes.
You're the wild card.
Okay.
100%.
I'll take that.
And it's just like I never know what's next from you. Cool. And I'm good with that.
Good.
Like, you come in on a Sunday morning wearing a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
And I'm so good with that.
Cool.
Right? Because
the cowboy hat was a choice.
Yeah.
And I've heard about it since.
Sure.
All positive, which I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
Usually that's a pretty polarizing thing. Mm-hmm. Not that I wanted to cause controversy. It fitted the vibe of the morning. Uh-huh. But I've heard since people in subsequent Sundays ask me like, "Where's the hat? I was hoping you'd bring it back." Mm-hmm. Like that was just going to be like my new thing. I'm just the hat guy now. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I have a general interest and appreciation for people who aren't vanilla, and for people who are like willing to switch it up and throw people off guard like you're doing right now, and I respect it. Well, I enjoy it a lot.
I actually have a fun question about vanilla.
Okay.
And this is a good interjection.
How in the world do you have a question about vanilla?
Our brains are we're in sync this week. Okay. I don't know it's because nobody else is in the office. Vanilla is the most popular ice cream flavor.
Okay.
Why? It's so trash. Like there's Rocky Road, there's better ice cream flavors. Why do you think people love just straight bland vanilla the most?
Mm-hmm. Great question.
Yeah.
Like very insightful question that you brought to us this morning.
Well, I think people need to know.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't understand if people just eat plain vanilla. To me, that's like,
right?
How in the world? If you're adding to it,
sure.
Okay, that's the base, right?
Yeah,
vanilla is a great place to start.
Like a Sunday bar.
Absolutely.
You're having a dinner party or something like that.
You need vanilla.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that regard, I get it. Like if you're going to be adding to it, toppings, different kind of stuff to make it better, then I respect it so much. Like my dad, for example, growing up, I just always remember like he was a bowl of vanilla ice cream, peanuts, hot fudge, and caramel.
Sure.
And that's amazing.
Delightful.
Amazing. But just plain vanilla being the most popular ice cream flavor is ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel like if I was out and about, we went to an ice cream shop and I was hanging out with somebody and they were like, "Oh, I'll just take a large vanilla." I think I don't want to be friends with them anymore.
No, I would pass on any future invitations.
Yeah, that would be the last time we're ever getting ice cream together. Yeah, definitely.
I'd be like, yeah, hey, it's so nice that we're hanging out. Like, great to meet you and spend time with you, but not anymore.
I think that's fair.
Yeah,
100%.
Or just passive aggressively ignore their texts and calls from that point.
Just
forward.
Ghost them.
Yeah. So if you are a strictly vanilla person,
just
in terms
know,
of ice cream,
there's other people on staff for you.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it's not us.
No, definitely not us.
Yeah. So let us know why vanilla would be your choice.
Yeah. Drop a comment down below.
Because there's so much more out there that life and ice cream parlors have to offer, and you're missing out. Quite
Almost
frankly,
everything is better.
Yeah.
Like
almost everything.
I don't know what flavor I would put underneath vanilla. I mean, vanilla, like you said, it's a base. It's fine.
Yeah.
But even like I'm not a huge pistachio ice cream guy, but I'd try it. Just maybe I like it now.
Yeah.
Over vanilla.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I'm not a vanilla guy. Anyway, back to what you were saying.
Yeah. No, I don't know if I have anything else. I just I think that you are a force, and I think you bring something interesting to the staff. So thank you for
appreciate that. Yeah, I like being a bit of a, like you said, a wild card, a bit of a weirdo.
Unpredictable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the funniest thing to me is when I look in somebody's eyes and they just don't know what's going on, in just everyday conversations. Because I think that's a great place to play with people. Not like, play like manipulative or anything like that, but literally just play and like have fun. And I think that's something that when you get older, you forget how to do. You forget just how to just sit and play around and have fun with your friends. Everything has to like have an agenda or have a purpose behind it. And you fill your schedule so much that you forget just to sit back and enjoy being around people and giggling and having a good time.
Yeah. Like I know Christy Johnson on staff. She has said...
I've heard of her.
Yeah. She said a couple of times, like, the older that they've gotten, she's like, people don't just like come over to hang out anymore. People don't just like, she's like, it's always like, oh, we got to go to dinner because
let's go out.
We got to catch up. We got to talk about this. We got to do this. And she's like, man, we don't just like hang out and just like enjoy being with people and being with our friends anymore. And I'm like, man, I don't want that to happen. Like,
and if you do, it's like, oh, come over and watch the game.
Sure.
And it's like
there's always something.
There's
to do
something
or
to
And
Yeah, it's less like, oh, we're just talking and hanging out. Maybe we'll play a board game later. Yeah. You know, I don't know.
Why do you think that is?
I feel like everybody's so concerned with bringing a valuable experience to whoever they interact with that if there's no hook, if there's no thing to do, they feel like it's not worth somebody else's time. And the truth is, like, I feel like we also fall into that trap. It's like, wait, what do you want? You just want to come over? Are we doing anything? No, I don't know if I want to do that. I think I could do nothing at my house alone.
Sure.
But it undervalues just the sweet act of just spending time, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's like,
what do you think?
We're in such a saturated world, right? Where you can have amazing experiences or watch awesome movies or do whatever.
Or great podcasts.
Anytime, right? Yeah, like this one. Yeah. And so it's like sometimes, you know, if we're not hanging out just to do something or to watch something or to, hey, this new thing or this new food or new whatever, new restaurant, like we can have this like fearful, like, oh, they're not going to want to. They're going to think it's boring. They're going to be bored because it's like everything else is so like fast and awesome and pinnacle of, you know, whatever you're doing. Yeah. So I wonder if that's a piece of it.
Sure. Well, everything's vying for your attention and 100%. Offering high entertainment. And so something that maybe isn't the highest entertainment is not as valuable, I guess.
Yeah.
What'd you do this weekend?
This weekend?
Yeah.
What did I do this weekend? Friday. So generally Fridays are spent, I think, similar to you. My wife works Fridays. We're off Fridays. And so all day was with my daughter, which is awesome. She's 7 months as of yesterday. So
nice. Congrats.
Thanks. Getting to the point where, you know, actually plays and it's fun and interacts and laughs and, you know, tries to talk and it's just fun. So Friday during the day, spent all day with her. What did I do Friday night? It's so like embarrassing that I have to look at like my calendar to see what I did on Friday night. Fifth quarter party. We had a fifth quarter party here at the church.
Tell me about it. Yeah, you texted, said it went great. And you said yesterday morning that we had over 100 people show up.
Yeah, easily over 100 people between, it was from 9 to 11, so people could come anytime during those 2 hours. And
that's awesome.
Kind of just like North did, barely. They were supposed to blow them out, and it was 16-14. So some of the students were like, we suck. And then they came over. But we had a good time.
Still a W.
Yeah, that's what I kept saying. Yeah. So right before that, had some friends over. I made chili. So put chili in the crock pot that morning, made chili.
Cool.
And then, went to the fifth quarter party and hung out, broke in the fire pit.
Was it a big one? I know you wanted to make like a roaring fire. Did you wind up getting any wood?
Yeah, so I got a couple things of wood throughout the week. We didn't get any wood from our And All Things plug, so
bummer.
That's a bummer.
Guys, come on.
I know, step it up.
What are we doing here?
And so we had a couple pallets in the garage, and it was like 8:45. This thing started at 9, and I was like, okay, let's get the fire going. Let's get it started. So we put the pallets in there, got it going, and it went up quick. Right, so it was tall. I was like, this is so awesome. Yeah. Like it's burning hot. This is perfect. And then by the time students started showing up, I was like, oh, we're running out of wood, and we're running out of like, you know, we're not going to be able to keep it this big and exciting.
Yeah.
And so we maintained it for the 2 hours, but I think I burned too fast too quickly.
Yeah.
Because we were breaking in a fire pit. Eventually, we'll have a stockpile of wood and all that stuff, but for the first one, I was like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'd rather just like break it in and see, and I think it went a little bit too quickly.
It worked out.
It worked out.
Yeah, you were fine.
So, anyway, it was a lot of fun. That was Friday night. Saturday, chores in the morning, nothing exciting. You got to do that stuff, you know. Went to a 4-year-old's birthday party.
Okay.
In the afternoon, so that was cool for one of my nephews.
Nice.
And the theme was Candyland, which is such an awesome theme because he's obsessed with the board game.
I love it.
And so that was a lot of fun. And then watched. Okay, so grew up on Ninja Turtles. Don't know about you. Big Ninja Turtle fan.
Of course. Yeah.
The new movie.
And?
So good.
Really?
We watched it Saturday night.
Because the last two movies...
Oh, awful.
Yeah, terrible.
So good.
Okay.
So did that Saturday night. We had a full-on movie night. We put Charlie down.
Yeah.
And we went in the basement, watched the movie.
Nice.
And, man, it was just everything you want it to be as a Ninja Turtle fan.
Sick.
So that was really exciting, and that was my weekend.
I love it.
And then Sundays are crazy.
Yeah, Sundays are always crazy. I watched a movie that I had never seen before this past weekend, Saturday night, I think. we drove back to Illinois for a wedding. And in the drive, it was just me and Mal. My parents were watching Luna. And so we were talking about, whatever. And something to know about me and Mal is my favorite genre of movies is like early 2000s chick flicks.
Okay.
Rom-coms are the best.
Yeah,
I think they're so fun and lighthearted, and I'm never not in the mood to laugh at Matthew McConaughey looking a fool in front of some girl that he's supposed to like, right? Her favorite movies ever are straight up action. So I introduced her to the John Wick series, and it's her favorite movie trilogy. I guess now there's 4 of them. We haven't seen it yet. We're gonna rent it this week and watch it. So she loves shoot 'em up. She loves crazy, awesome. Fast and Furious type of stuff. Big fan. But she referenced a movie called The Wedding Singer, Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. Yeah. And I'd never seen it.
Okay. And
I was like, oh, I've never seen it. She's like, well, you love rom-coms. I was like, I just never got around to watching it. So we watched that Saturday night, and man, it is so Gen Z. And it was very cute because of it. It was everything was an 80s music reference, and my dad loves 80s music. So like I got a lot of the references secondhand, and Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore, kind of in
classic, right?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Good times.
Nice.
It's fun. I was like, oh, that was a sweet thing. Hey, we're coming up on Halloween season, right?
Yes.
Fall is here. I'm wearing the Well swag, which is great. Love it. What do you think is the worst Halloween costume?
Oh, man. That's tricky.
Yeah.
The worst.
I mean, just like if you saw it, you'd be like, are you serious?
So, this past Halloween was the first Halloween that we had our house, and so we were able to sit in the driveway and hand out candy.
Sure. Did a lot of kids come by?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I will refuse candy legitimately from somebody, generally a junior high school kid who walks up in a jersey.
Oh, they're just phoning it in.
I will not, and I'll sit there and be like, "What are you?" "Oh, I'm a football player." "Oh, cool. Like, do you play football in real life?" "Yeah." "Okay, that's not costume."
Yeah.
Like that makes me so angry. Like, first of all, 7th, 8th grade, 9th grade, you probably shouldn't be trick or treating anyway.
Yeah. It's
just
not for you.
Buy a bag of candy and sit at home. But also, like,
you're old enough to have a job.
But if you're going to do it, go all out.
Yes.
Like, make me be like, oh my gosh, like, you put creativity into this costume, and like, here you go, man. Like, this is awesome. But like, when you roll up in like a football helmet or a baseball jersey, just go home. Like, just pack it up and go home. Man.
I feel the same way about like Walmart, prepackaged store-bought costumes, where it's like, what are you? Oh, the 15th Buzz Lightyear I've seen with the exact same onesie outfit. Like, no effort put in whatsoever. You bought it for $10 because it was about to go on sale, whatever. I like the intricate and the weird ones. Yeah. So, like, if somebody comes up and I'm like, who are you? And they're wearing the exact outfit that, like, Jeff Goldblum in the original Jurassic Park was wearing.
Respect.
That's a deep cut.
Fist pump.
You put some effort behind it. I think that's good.
Yeah,
I agree. Phone it in's the worst.
It's just like, come on, like,
if you're gonna do
trick or
it,
treat's fun.
Do it.
Like, go all out. It's
100%.
You know what I mean. It's just,
and like same
annoying.
for parents. Like especially for young kids. You in a few years, me in a few years. Like, if they're dressing up like princess or whatever they're dressing up, like, dress up with them.
Yeah.
Do it also. Don't
family costumes are awesome.
They're the best.
When that family rolls up, they've got like the newborn that's like part of and they're all doing. I'm like, that's awesome.
Now, couples costumes can either be awesome or super cringy.
Depends. Yep.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it was last year. I think it was the year before. We do a Halloween party every year, and people go all out on costumes. We do a competition. It's awesome. And I dressed up as Lexi, and Lexi dressed up as me. That was a lot of fun.
Good. I like that.
That was fun. But yeah, the couple costume thing can get super cringy.
Yeah, it can get weird.
Not
like,
a fan of that.
I'm peanut butter and he's jelly.
And you're like,
cool, man. Awesome. Speaking of Halloween and candy, so I have a long-standing beef with my wife.
Okay.
And that is that she loves terrible candy.
Okay.
Her favorite candy in the world is Tootsie Rolls. Which
Ouch.
is disgusting. She also loves candy corn. We have a bowl of it at home right now. I have yet to touch it because it is disgusting. She loves it. So I guess
There's a lot I could say there, but let's move
okay.
past it.
She knows. No. She knows that it's trash, but she's like, but it's delicious, and I don't get it.
I'm good for 3 pieces a year.
Okay. Yeah.
This time of year, 3.
Sure.
And I'm out.
Yeah. So my question is, how are they in business?
The candy corn?
Candy corn, they're seasonal. People, I guess, buy them. Everybody knows they're trash. Same with Tootsie Rolls. I mean, it's every doctor's office has a bowl of them, and it's untouched for years. But also, like, double bubble gum, you can buy like a bucket of it for like $1. What is that business model? How are they making money? I'm genuinely asking. What do you think about that?
On the candy corn side of things,
sure.
I think it's the time of year, and it's like a nostalgia thing. It's been around for so long that, okay, for this month of October when it comes out, a lot of people just pretend to like it, or they're just like, oh, I've got to get it because it's candy corn. It's a classic staple.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
So I'm going to go with that.
Sure.
Tootsie Rolls, I'm okay with Tootsie Rolls, not as a favorite whatsoever, but I'm okay with them being in business. I'm okay with that.
Necco wafers or like circus peanuts?
Absolutely not.
How? Like why? What are they? What is this?
I don't know.
There's Reese's peanut butter cups out there.
Yeah,
what are
like
we doing?
why are we settling for less, right?
Yeah. Anyway, just thoughts that I had.
I'd ask. I like them.
Another debate in my household, and I guess as a married man, a husband, I want to ask you if I'm in the wrong here, or if it's my wife. Do you wash your shins in the shower? And if so, every time?
Do I wash mine?
Yeah, like your calves.
Yeah. I think so.
You actively wash them?
Yeah. Gosh. You don't?
The soap drips down.
No.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
But it does.
I mean, yes, it drips down, but that doesn't entail cleaning.
There was soap on them?
Yeah.
Also, what are you doing with your shins that they need like a deep scrub?
All of your body needs a deep scrub. That's the point of showering, is it not?
You sound like my wife, dude. I thought we were going to be friends. What is this? Come on, man.
Man.
Fine, I'm gross. All right, I'm gross. I don't wash my shins.
I was wondering what the smell was, but it's your shins.
It's my shins.
Clearly.
Exclusive. All the smell is coming from below the knee, above the ankle.
It's got to be.
No, I just feel like shampoo rinses down, soap rinses down.
So you don't wash your feet?
No, I wash my feet because feet get gross.
But soap runs down to your feet.
It does, but
all of the soap runs down to your feet.
Super stinky. Feet get stinky. Shins don't get stinky. When have you been somebody like that? When have you been like, that guy's shins are gnarly, dude? I don't know. I'll wash them probably like quarterly. I'll be like, okay. I mowed the yard or whatever in shorts, and I've got grass clipping. I need to get in there, scrub a dub. But no, not an everyday thing.
Right. You should get on that.
I feel like, maybe this is my wake-up call to start washing my shins.
Maybe.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
I'll think about it. Here's a question I wrote down. Whatever happened to quicksand?
Dude, such a good question. This is something that, like, I feel like as a kid, I was legitimately fearful of.
It was a thing. You were like, I just
at
watch
some
out for
point,
quicksand.
I'm going to run into quicksand.
Yeah, watch out. And it was never you never think like, we're going to the beach, watch out for quicksand. It's always like, if I'm ever in the jungle.
Yeah, in the woods or something.
You gotta watch out for quicksand.
It's going to be, I'm stepping in quicksand and I'm done.
Did we just cure quicksand since we grew up?
Because did it ever exist?
I haven't heard about. That's a good question.
Yeah. I mean, what else?
Why do they sell
there's
us a
other
lie?
things like this. Hold on. We're on something here.
Yes.
There's other things that you were warned about
going.
as a kid that never actually came to be.
Running with scissors.
Okay.
I mean, I get it. I understand the principle. I'm going to tell Luna not to run with scissors. I
sure.
Get it.
Yeah.
But also, I could run around with scissors all day.
Right.
Nothing's going to happen to me.
Right. With stinky shins and everything.
I mean, yeah.
What about eating? You
45
eat
minutes.
and then 30 to 45 minutes before you swim.
Yeah.
Never seen anything happen about that.
I've had a cramp before, but when I was young enough for it to be an issue, I stuck to the shallow end anyway.
Sure.
So I'm not going to drown.
Right.
And also a cramp, you're like, a cramp.
Right.
Doesn't change my life in the slightest,
Sure.
Yeah.
What about...
But also, have you gotten a food cramp since you've been an adult?
I don't think so.
Like, I work out over lunchtime.
Flex.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
I work out for audio only people. I just flexed. Yeah. I work out.
Switch over to YouTube now.
Yeah, exactly. Just to see that one frame. I I work out over lunch, and sometimes, I'll be really hungry. I'll eat something real fast, and then I'll go work out. I don't get cramps. When was the last time you got a cramp from eating and being active?
I don't know the last time, honestly.
This feels like a hoax.
Yeah, it does. What about, like, I was convinced, and this is just, I mean, I understand yet again the reasoning behind these things. I was convinced 100% that I would probably be dealt drugs at some point.
Yes.
Because of things like DARE and stuff like that. Like, I was 100% like, at some point.
Friends are always going to try and
my friends are going to turn.
There's going to be a lot of peer pressure.
Yeah. And I'm going, like, I'm probably going to do drugs at some point in my life based on the way they're talking about this. So I remember thinking that. And then also, like, and yet again, this is good safety training for kids. But I was so convinced at some point that I was going to have to stop, drop, and roll in fire.
Oh, yeah.
Like, at some point, something is going to catch on fire. My house, like,
and you're going to be on fire.
And I'm going to be on fire.
Yes.
And I'm going to have to stop, drop, and roll. Like, I've got to ingrain that into my mind, because otherwise I'm a goner.
That never happened.
And it has never happened to me.
Knock on wood, but it never happened to me.
Right.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've been offered drugs, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not very easily influenced by peer pressure, but it was very easy for me to just go, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
And normal people go, oh, okay, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
And just move right on.
Right.
So yeah, it was kind of never an issue for me. I don't know. Weird, man. That's crazy. I never thought about the stop, drop, and roll. That's good. I like that. I like where your mind goes.
Yeah, thanks.
Anytime, dude. Hey, what sport do you think you would be really good at if you had started as a baby?
Pickleball.
You can't hold a racket as a baby. You have to be able to start the sport at. That's why it's a difficult question.
Okay. Swimming.
Oh, you could have been really good at swimming.
You seen those videos?
Of the
where the lifeguard
swimming?
just throw the newborn into the pool?
They naturally hold their breath.
Yeah, and then they roll over on their back.
I knew this, but I'm scared to do it with Luna.
Yeah.
As I want.
I always said I would do it if I lived by a big body of water.
Sure, so they
100% would pay to have that done, and I wouldn't be able to watch.
Yeah, no, it's too scary.
If you don't know what we're talking about, there's lifeguards are trained to have this class, and you can take your newborn. I don't know how early, but either way, they're newborn babies. You can take them to this lifeguard class, and they will throw your baby into the deep end of a pool, and kind of hold back and not help this baby unless they have to.
Yeah. And
naturally instincts kick in, and the baby will roll over onto its back and start floating. And it teaches your baby to do that if it's ever in a situation where it falls into a pool or body of water. And the videos are crazy of these lifeguards just like throwing these babies into the air, and then they go in the water, and then you'll just see them flip, and it's like, okay, they're trained, they're good to go.
Yeah.
Freaks me out. But anyway, but those babies might be good swimmers.
Well,
long term.
I do the majority of baths with Luna. And the way it works is Mal gets all the towels and stuff, nighttime stuff ready, and I'll be the one shampooing and stuff. But with Luna, I'll literally take, the water and pour it over her head, and if any water gets on her face, she's like, I'm like, breathe. So like it terrifies me to have the idea of like, let me just dunk her fully underwater real fast, so she can figure it out.
Yeah, but anyway, that's my answer. I think swimming.
Swimming is good
because you can actually somewhat learn the backstroke as a baby.
You can learn the backstroke as a baby. I think also, toddlers are toddlers' babies, because I think like soccer, you can kick balls. And I think that'd be good. Or like gymnastics would be an attainable one. You're a pretty athletic dude. I've played pickleball with you before.
Sure.
Would you rather be medium proficiency at every sport?
Oh, great question.
Or really, really good, but at an obscure sport? Oh. Like high fly or whatever it's called, the ball throwing sport.
Oh, I don't know that one. I'll look it up sometime.
Yeah, I forget what country it's from, but yeah, they throw a ball at like 130 miles an hour. It's crazy.
I'm gonna go with the first option.
Be good at everything, or a little good at everything.
Yeah, athletic enough and good enough to play any sport with a group of people playing.
Yeah,
100%.
I think that's
maybe
fair.
not efficient in anything. Like you're not going to college
Jack
for
of
anything.
all trades, master of none.
But like I'm I grew up playing soccer.
Sure.
Tried a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now as an adult, like more of like the spike ball and the pickleball stuff. Like it's, whatever.
Fun,
but
like
I could still go out and play
sports,
soccer and, put up a good fight against anybody.
100%.
But you put me on a basketball court.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
100%.
You have me go play football.
Yeah.
Don't know. Like I'm like, okay, I can run around.
Yeah.
Like, and so being good at all the sports.
Yeah.
Good enough to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. That'd be awesome.
Ride a horse.
Yeah.
Not well, but I can ride a horse type thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I can go skateboard. I can like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
What about you? Would you choose the same thing?
It depends on like if I could make a career out of it.
Okay.
If it was a sport, if I was like a wizard at ping pong, because I feel like you can play that into your old age at a competitive level, and you can make a living at it. But that's just your thing. It's like I'm a ping pong master, and this is my career. I think that would be kind of cool. Plus, it's fun to whip out at parties if they're like, "Oh, you got a table," and you're like, "Let me just destroy all of you guys real fast."
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes it harder for like day to day. Hey, we're gonna go play around a horse at the park. You want to come? Shoot some hoops.
Does that happen in your day to day?
It has. No, it doesn't happen since I moved here.
Yeah, sure. No, keep going. I'm just curious.
Or like, hey, we're gonna go play pickleball on
There you go.
Thursday afternoon.
Yeah.
You want and then you're just like the worst guy on the team. I don't know. I'm very competitive, so I feel like I would want to be a jack of all trades as well, just so that way I don't ever like fully suck at something.
Yeah, you can hang with the competition.
Yeah, for sure. And it's okay if I lose to like really good people. That's fine. But I don't wanna just like be literally the worst person in a 10-mile radius at whatever we're doing.
Yep. Agree.
Yeah. Hey, can you teach me a slang word from Gen Z?
A slang word?
Yeah, I mean, the last one that I learned was Riz.
Okay. What about bot?
Bot?
Bot, B-O-T.
Is that like an online bot, like a comment response?
It's kind of where it started, but you can call people bots now.
Interesting.
And so like if you are just like, or an NPC, same idea.
Okay.
So like if there's somebody that's just doing something that's like there's no way this is a real person, or like this person that has like no emotions, like they've got to be just like NPC. You're just like, dude, you're such a bot. And it's hilarious. I think it's the funniest thing ever.
I like that.
So there you go. That's the one off the top of my head that I'm hearing a lot right now is bot.
I like that.
And it's very funny when it gets used. I
like that a lot. Does it get used a lot, or is it like still niche?
Oh no, it gets used a lot.
I like
that. Like we're out playing game at youth group, whatever, and somebody will do something. It's like, dude, you are such a bot. It's the funniest thing ever.
Amazing.
So there you go. You can use it.
I like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna use that for sure. Last fun question, and then we can talk a little bit, and then we can go to my segment if you want.
Okay.
We haven't even touched our cards yet.
Right.
Yeah, it's true. We'll have to deal with that later. What do you think is the most impractical car to drive every day? Like your daily driver?
Impractical?
Yeah.
It's like one of the extremes.
Sure.
So either the Hummer type, like just ridiculously big SUV. Okay, that's the extreme on one side. It's like practically it's like, okay, you still got to park in the tiny spot.
Gas guzzler.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to either go extreme on that side or the smart car, tiny little thing, like
super tiny.
What are you putting in your trunk? Like where
trunk?
Yeah, right. Like what's going on here? So I'm going to go extremes. Either extreme, either one. I'm good with either. Those are the most impractical.
I think the worst would be if you daily drove a limousine.
Yeah.
Have you ever ridden a limousine before?
Yes, once.
I did too, once. For a wedding. I was in a wedding party.
For me, it was elementary school. There was this one like reading thing.
Yeah.
And then you got to go in a limousine and go to lunch.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was in it one time.
I found it very underwhelming. I thought limousines were going to be a lot cooler.
Right.
I thought they were going to be a lot fancier. I thought they would be like, there'd be, let's see, I was 22, so I was of age. I thought there were going to be like crazy drinks and stuff, and champagne, and maybe a jar of pickle juice over there or something. But I got in and I was like, this is pretty much just a car with a bench seat, and it's actually not as big as you think it's going to be on the inside, and not very comfortable, especially if you have long legs. And you're just getting you don't get to see outside of the windows. So if you get motion sick, you're gonna get motion sick pretty bad in a limousine.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that would be terrible to drive every day.
Yeah.
Tight turns, neighborhoods would be a nightmare. Yeah, I guess highways would be okay, but where do you park that thing? You're taking up like 6 parking spaces.
It's just rude at the end of the day.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Well played.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions for us this morning?
Those are my fun questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
What else you got?
Oh, you want to go into I have a new segment.
Okay.
Okay. So this is my segment, everybody. I came up with it, and it's called Hot Takes.
Okay.
And this is where I become the interviewer. And all I want is Mitch to give a hot take on a topic that I give him. And it doesn't have to be a controversial take. Just has to be hot off the press. I came up with this pretty recently, which means I didn't have time for Kat to, create like an intro.
Hot takes.
Yeah, or like a song or anything like that. Yeah. So we'll get there. If I'm ever invited back on the podcast for future stuff, we'll have the intro. But for this podcast, let me write down the intro card real fast. Oh, this is the one that you had.
Yeah.
Hot takes.
Maybe she'll like zoom in on it.
She can zoom in. Hot takes.
Boom.
And maybe we could come up with the intro song.
Yeah. You're the music guy.
Okay, you want me to come up with the music and you'll come up with the words?
Sure,
just like a little 30-second, little stinger thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right, hold on, let me get in the zone.
Hot takes. Very hot. Hot takes. On In All Things. Hot takes. Right now. Go. Boom.
Nice. That was good.
Yep.
I like that. Next time we'll have a real one.
Sure.
But for today, I think that'll be great. Good job. I went to a wedding this past weekend.
Okay.
It was a Slavic wedding. There's people born in like former Soviet Union and in the Ukraine and in Russia, and it was awesome. It was super fun. It was wild. Fur coats, ball gowns everywhere. It was super crazy.
Okay.
But you've officiated weddings before, right?
A couple.
Yeah, and I have too.
Okay.
So I've gone to a lot of weddings, and you've probably gone to a lot of weddings.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the cringiest thing that people do during the wedding ceremony?
Okay, during the ceremony.
So like people do like, sometimes they'll do like a unity candle or like mixing of the sand or things like that. What do you think? What's your hot take on the cringiest wedding ceremony edition?
Wow. Strictly from a smooth flow of a wedding,
Mm-hmm.
I think the ring bearer / flower girl that is too young to know what they're doing is the cringiest thing that you can do in a wedding ceremony.
That's fair.
Because then you have the mom or the dad standing at the end of the aisle, come on over here, throw the flowers. Or you have the meltdown. I know it's cute, the kids, whatever. But hot take, wedding ceremony wise, I think we could do without that.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think there should be like an age.
Yeah, you need to be like in middle school or something like that. Yeah.
Or like at least like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
You got to know okay, I'm going to walk from this side to this side. I'm going to do this, right? Because you've seen the really young ones.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, this is cute for a second.
You're walking into the seats, yeah.
But we've got 20 minutes. Yeah. And like of just watching you come down the aisle and not really know where you're going. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, there you go. There's mine. What about you?
I think feet washing is disgusting.
Okay. Never seen that during a wedding.
You
heard of it, never seen it.
Oh yeah. No, it's weird. It's not.
What about shin washing?
Now I may be needed, honestly. Depending on who you are, if you took my side of that debate, maybe you're pro shin washing during the ceremony.
And going into the wedding night, right? If you're
you wanna wash up those shins. Right. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely want to be clean, but yeah, I think the foot washing thing.
Okay.
I don't even think it really makes that much sense in terms of like the symbolism, whatever. Okay, that was the first hot. I've got 3 of these hot takes.
Okay.
So that was the first one.
Okay.
Number 2, why do we, when we become adults, stop just straight up drinking milk and apple juice? Like when was the last time you sat down with a glass of milk at home? Not chocolate milk, just milk, like 2%, whatever we buy.
So I've never been a glass of milk person.
What about apple juice?
Absolutely, and I still do.
You still drink apple juice straight up?
Yeah, 100%.
I rediscovered it because I'm a father now.
It's awesome.
It is good.
A glass of apple juice is really, really, really hard to beat.
Yeah.
My wife will drink a glass of milk.
Just straight up?
Straight up. And it is the grossest thing.
Will she do it when you go out to eat?
No.
Please tell me.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, no. I know, it would be amazing. If you're like at a steakhouse and she's like, I think I'll have some milk.
A lot during pregnancy.
Okay.
But also occasionally she will bust out
just
a glass of plain
straight
regular
up milk.
2% milk in a glass, and she will call it a night.
I feel like we're learning a lot about each other's wives in this podcast.
I think we are. Yeah.
I think that's a good thing.
That's all right.
Yeah.
And I know some other people recently that have talked about, oh yeah, I drink a glass of milk, like adults, and I'm like, I'm not okay with that personally. But then again, I drink apple juice, so
it's the vanilla
different strokes for
thing.
different folks.
No, it's the vanilla ice cream thing.
Sure.
Yeah. For me, I think apple juice is delicious. I have to water mine down a little bit. It's a little too sweet and tangy at times. Not like diluted by half, but maybe 25% water in there.
Okay.
But yeah, you just don't see, if you're going out to eat with people, it's always like whatever soda you're going to have or just iced tea or water. And you never see somebody.
That'd be so epic.
Chug a glass of milk.
To go to like Roosters and be like, you guys have 2%?
So I don't know if the staff watches the podcast, but we should definitely, you and me, next time we do staff lunch, you'll get a glass of apple juice. I'll grab a glass of milk.
Okay, let's do it.
I think that's good.
Okay, got it.
Love it. Anyway, guys, drink milk. It's good calcium for you. Drink apple juice. I'm sure there's vitamins in there. I don't know. All right, last hot take. Did you see the news about the aliens in Mexico?
Yes.
What's your take?
My take is that this is the best clickbait that you've been able to find in a long time. You either have people all in on it, and this is like the best thing that has happened in the news in so long. And there are just like groups of people coming out of the woodwork to get together and talk about all the theories and all the things. Not that there's these pictures and they unbox these things. Like, I mean, whole communities are rising up of just like, they're finally unveiled. Like, people like, I don't know, Fellowship of Workers, you could say, of just like coming together over one united thing. Like, we're going to talk about it. But then there's also the whole other side of this conversation of people who are like, okay, cool. Yeah, that happened. We don't care.
Yeah.
Like let's move on. It was the last 30 seconds of the news. Who cares? My take on it is I couldn't care less, to be honest.
Sure, that's fair.
I don't know if that's a hot take, but I'm just like...
No, it's okay.
I'm just like, I don't care.
Sure.
Yeah, they look weird.
I'm in the other camp.
You are?
Yeah.
You're all in?
Die hard.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Take us there.
Take us there?
Yeah.
You want to know about it?
A little bit.
So I don't mean how much this is such a fringe topic. By the way, good job working that into conversation. That was good. I don't think anybody's going to know which one it was.
Yeah.
Mine was much more obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't, whether or not the ones in Mexico in the boxes were real or not, like the government did come out and say that they have, I think they phrased it, the Pentagon's official statement was, we have vehicles not made on this earth. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. Are they building tractors on the ISS? Like, I don't know. But they're not made on this earth. And that came out kind of like buried in the news cycle. So I don't feel like they said it for clickbait or anything like that. So I think that it would be super cool if there were aliens. And I low-key hope there are. But I was talking to Kat about this morning, because she's very much like, it's all fake. There's no such thing as aliens. And I'm over here like, dude, if I got to meet an alien, like, I want to know. First thing I'm asking is like, what's your take on God? Because same God made the universe, made, made them, made us, whatever. And I want to know what their relationship is. But yeah, whether or not the ones in a box are real or not, I don't know. I think it'd be really funny. The pictures of them are hilarious.
They are.
I heard a comedian say it looks like the alien's face was raised in a tuna can, because it's just straight like that.
It's true.
Which is great.
It's good.
Maybe the best comment on them. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a bunch of weirdness, right? Like the whole Area 51 thing has always been something that's freaked me out.
Yeah,
just
for
like
sure.
a healthy level of like, okay, what's going on there, right? I just personally don't put too much stock into it.
Sure.
It doesn't.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, like, who are we to say that God, didn't create life outside of
Earth?
Earth,
sure.
or there was a species here that God created that left Earth at some point. Like, sure. we just don't know, right?
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I don't need to know. But like, also like, who's evangelizing to the aliens? Like, if this starts to be a thing, like, who's going to take that on?
Somebody needs to.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to not be, like, we need, as humans, we need to vet who's going to go talk to these aliens before it is.
They need Jesus too, right?
Of course they do. Everybody does. Mm-hmm. Maybe they got Jesus.
Maybe.
Who knows? Could be crazy. Anyway, guys, be sure to bring this up to Steve after the message. He really wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
I know he's very passionate about.
Very
passionate about aliens.
Yeah. He would talk to you all day about it.
Yeah. I think it'd be good.
Yeah.
That's all I got, man.
Okay.
That's all of my segments. We did the cards. Yeah. We did my questions. We did my hot take segment.
Yeah.
We sang the song.
We did.
I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
If I can get that just
that clip,
just cut out, and I'll post it on my reels. I may make it my ringtone. It was good.
It was one of a kind.
I liked it.
Just like this conversation today. This episode was one of a kind. So thank you for changing the pace.
Thanks
for switching it up.
Me.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Me
I don't
too.
know if anybody else enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and I had fun.
It too.
And sometimes that's important.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, there's times to be serious and there's times to be goofy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this just happened to be a goofy time.
This was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for bringing that to us.
Thanks for having me. I'll see all of you guys next time if I'm invited back on after this.
Yeah.
If you're audio only, I deadpanned into camera and said what I said.
On that note, we are going to bring this episode to a close. Thank you so much for listening or watching. We had fun, and we hope that you had fun.
Yes.
God enjoys when we have fun.
Agreed.
And he's a joyous God, and it's okay to tap into that.
100%.
And so thank you so much. Let us know.
Like and subscribe.
Always.
Throw down a comment.
Yep.
Share the video with somebody that you think would enjoy it.
Yeah. Leave a review.
That's
helpful.
If you're on a podcast site.
Yeah. And that's all we got. So we're out of here.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week on the In All Things podcast.
Bye-bye.
Peace. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the In All Things podcast. Our challenge for you today is to send this episode to one person. Seriously, think of somebody right now that could use this conversation and send it to them. If you have any questions, feedback, or topic ideas, please send them to podcast@sycamorecreek.org, and make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Sycamore Creek Church so that you can always see what's going on in our world. If this conversation helped you at all, make sure you share it, leave a review, and subscribe so that you don't miss out on a single episode. We love you, God loves you, and we'll see you next week on the In All Things podcast.